Seriously? Seriously? You're like gonna drive down there or with... What is with you people? Oh, get up here. Gosh. Gosh. Y'all are weird. Good morning, Laura. It is so cold. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how cold it is. Pull these down. It is cold. It is 7:33 and I am so late. Oh my... I'm gonna go nuts. Thank you. I don't try to be. I try to be. I got egg cartons. These are for some more eggs. Good morning, Simon. It's like everybody's just like, boom, right there. I'm ready. Let's watch the cracker go crazy. Oh, I got me hot coffee today. Oh, nice. I love it. And it's in my Batman cup. Well, I just spoke with, there she is. I just spoke with Babs. And Babs is going to be here with us today. I'm so excited. Good morning, Babs. All right, well, it's 8:35. And it's time for me to drive. Man, I'm full of rhymes today. Oh, I'm so cold. Yes, the winter is upon us. It is here, it's coming. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it, I don't like it. So, guess what I didn't get done yesterday? Oh, it sounds worse today than it did yesterday. Good thing tomorrow I'm putting brakes on the car. Oh, the sun is bright. Oh. Can you guys hear that? Oh, it's horrible. Like, it makes my teeth hurt. Oh. Brakes are important, especially when you like to stop. They almost sound like there's a rock or something in them, and I know it's not. I've gotten down there and looked, and sure enough, the brake pads are, well, pretty much non-existent at this point. The metal bar is scraping against the caliper. And it's all good. So I ordered them. I'll be picking them up from O'Reilly's later today. I can put brakes on the car. Yay, now that's a video. Oh my gosh, brakes. It has been a very long summer. And I'll tell you, I am actually at the point where I'm really happy it's over. I guess when you have kids, especially littles, you know, 6 and 7, you really, you know, it's like the first day of summer and you're like, okay, this is cool, and a week into it you're like, okay, yeah, this is kind of a pain in the butt. And then 2 weeks in you're like, when are they going back to school? This is a nightmare. And then you get a month in and you're like, no, seriously, you're like totally like in shock. You're like, get to hell. These things are a monster and I can't believe I freaking created this mess. And then you want to like, just fucking go to school already. Oh, get out of my house. Oh man, I love my babies. I love them, but I am so glad summer is over. And I was, I was kind of depressed a little bit yesterday, and after I got to work and I was driving around and doing some of my deliveries, I started thinking, I really do kind of like fall. It can be depressing because, everything is changing colors, and then as soon as it does, everything dies, or at least goes into dormancy. And then, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, the fall or winter isn't really all that bad. Yeah, everything looks like it's dead, and everything looks gross and disgusting, like you need to take a power washer to everything. But there's so many things on the bright side of it that really kind of blow my mind. I mean, yeah, you get the pretty leaves and you get the color and all this kind of stuff. But then you have family, and you have the holidays, and you have, I don't know, just a sense of wanting to bundle up and curl up in front of the TV and watch, old movies. And that's where it's like I don't know, I kind of like that, because then I can kind of hide and act like, I'm in my cocoon now. But I guess, there's always positives and negatives to everything. There's a negative to summer, sunburn. Oh, and when you get hot, it's almost impossible to get cool or comfortable without spending a ton of money. I did a word correction there. I was going to say another word. On electric bills. And, it's crazy. Just look at Babs, for instance. She's in Southern California, silly girl. But, it gets hot, 85 degrees or hotter inside her house. She's got to turn the computer off. It's a complete pain in the butt. And you just can't get comfortable. And, it's a pain. And then in wintertime, I guess you kind of got the opposite. It's freezing cold, and you have to turn a heater on, and it's very difficult to get that perfect temperature without being too cold. And again, the bills, outrageous. Now Simon, he's cold all the time. Come on, let's be honest. It's England, it's humid, it's wet, it's cold. Oh my gosh. I went over to England in '98. We went to Worthing, Sussex. If I don't drink it, I lose it. So we went to Worthing, Sussex. My mom was born in Worthing, and came over here in 1973 and became a nanny in New York. And, then married my dad, had kids, yada, yada, yada. I love the cold, too. I love the rain. Not necessarily the cold. I love the rain. 55 degrees is comfy. Anything colder than that, and I'm just like, no. But back on track, before I lose my train of thought. So I went over in '98, and I got to meet my family for the first time. And my grandma was already gone by that point. She passed away in '96. And my grandfather was very senile, and just kept telling the same stories about World War II over and over and over and over again. And every time I didn't matter how many times I heard the same story, I would sit there and listen to it. Because I knew that I was witnessing something that I would never get again for the rest of my life. And it didn't matter. I needed to absorb every single bit of it I possibly could. But, oh my gosh, I have some of my best memories is of England. It was weird. So we did a 10-hour flight. Well, I think it was 17, but we flew from Spokane to Seattle, and Seattle to Dallas-Fort Worth, and then Dallas-Fort Worth to London Gatwick. And from Dallas to London was a 10-hour flight, and then from Seattle to Denver, I think, was like a see, I want to say it was like a 5-hour, and then they had a layover, but it was like 17 hours in total flight time. When we finally get there, and we land in Gatwick, as soon as we stepped out of the airport, I mean, it was instant. We stepped out of the airport, and there was this smell and this feeling in the air. It was so hard. I've never felt it before in my life, ever. But it was just this real sense of home, being bundled up and being comfortable, and all these things rolled into one. And my family, they were all so inviting, and they were all so caring and loving and interested in the boy with the American accent, and just so like there. Well, we got to spend, I mean, it was like a huge family reunion. And I talk to my cousin every now and again. His name is David, and he's got a gorgeous little girl. His wife passed away when his daughter was 3, I think, and so he's raising his little girl by himself. And but anyways, that wasn't back then. Back then he was still living with mom and dad. He was like 16 or 17 or something like that. But anyways, I talked to him, and he says that the family doesn't get together. They don't do reunions. They don't do Christmas. They don't do any of it. They live within a 60-mile radius of each other, and they don't ever have anything to do with each other. And it's just, I don't get it. You know, my whole life, I was raised up here in Spokane, and all of my family was down south in California. And I would spend my entire childhood hoping and wishing that I could meet my family and be with my family. And then in 89, my uncle that lived in Wenatchee passed away. And it was the weirdest thing ever. All of my family, except one uncle, because he had to work, stopped, and they all came up from California for my Uncle Bill's funeral. And it was just a huge family gathering. It was the last time. Haven't done it since, because we don't have a patriarch anymore in our family. Bill was it. Bill was the glue that held everybody together. Well, now, you know, everybody's in their late 70s and early 80s, for the ones that are still around. And even in England, even, you know, they're all under 65. There was 5 children in total, my mom and then 4 others, 2 boys and 2 girls. Well, this last year we lost my Uncle Peter, or not Peter, Uncle Michael, and my Aunt Heather, within a couple of months of each other. And it was just crazy sudden. And I don't know, I think at that point I came to the realization that family is what you make of it, and family is who you bring in, because sometimes we don't have the option to, I mean, in England we do, but here, you know, because you live so close, but in the United States we're so, I mean, 3,000 miles apart at the max, you know, or if you live in Hawaii or Alaska, even more, that you have to make family the ones you love and care about. They may not always be blood. And that was kind of something I learned this last year, is you can't, I don't know, it's hard to put words to. You can't always pick and choose who your family is, especially the ones you're born with. But you can always pick and choose who you make family. You know, we have, my wife and I, we have done everything we can to keep my parents and her parents in my children's lives. And we've done everything we can to keep her siblings in. But there's always 1 or 2 siblings that just don't get along with you, and they make their own choices to leave the family, basically, or to cut certain members of the family out. And so we have, over the years, we've included people into our family that aren't blood at all. They're just really good friends that have become family. We have a couple of them that have been there for about 8 years, both Miss Carol and Lindsay. And both of those two women are amazing, and they've become friends of, I mean, not only friends, but they've become aunts for my children, because my children don't have aunts, and they've just taken on that role. And I don't know, I want, more than anything, I want to be able to go back to England, and I want to be able to spend time with what family I have left over there. But I know in my heart that it'll never be the same as the first time I went. One, we're less people now than we were before, and two, I'm not the glue that binds the family together. And it's very rare, very, very rare that you have these people in your family. They're special people that can really bring a family together. You know, some people, they have their mom or a grandmother, and it was always at a certain time of year that she would cook or she would bake, and the family would gather and be around that person. And then that person passes away, and the family just kind of dissolves into like little segments, and it's over. And I guess it's sad and it's depressing, but I guess honestly that's just life. It's the circle of life. It's what happens. It has to happen in order for things to continue. Just, we've been now since '89. We have been, our family has been in this situation where there's no binder on my dad's side, and on my mom's side, I thought for the longest time, I thought it was my mom that was the glue that held everything together, and I don't know if it was. I think the glue was my grandparents, especially my grandma. I never met her, but it seems like from '96 on, the family just got further and further away from each other, and now, of course, cousins have nothing to do with each other. They don't know nothing about each other, you know. And oh my gosh, a grudge. It's weird how family can hold grudges more than anybody. You know, you can have good friends, but a family, if something happens, the grudge is a lot stronger. It is so strange. So every day, or every time I do a video, I always end my video the same way. I always say, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. The reason I say it is because it is what you make of it. If you choose to have a fantastic day, you will. But you have to put the effort in. And it's a little reminder, not only to myself, but a good friend of mine that is no longer with us, that life is short, and you literally have to make it everything you can. Well, friends, I want you to take the day that's in front of you, and I want you to make it the best you possibly can, because it is the last today you're gonna get. There's always tomorrow, but it's the last today you're gonna get. And I want you all to know and to remember that I love you very much, and I consider you all family. And I can guarantee you that if we were close here in the same place, we would go out to dinner and hang out and talk about old times. I love each and every one of you, and I thank you so much for staying here with me every morning. And this is Friday. Can you believe I've done 5 videos on this channel? on my way to work. And I'm going to keep doing it. It's going to be 5 days a week, every single day, as long as I possibly can. So, all right. Well, until next time, I want you all, like I said, to have a fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.